Okay, good morning, everybody. So today I'm going to start process costing, and this is very important for the exam also, and it's very interesting also. And since we are not meeting these days in the college too much, so much because you are having exams, let me take the steps of online classes as much as possible. And let me start with process costing first. Dear students, exactly what is process costing? I'll be going a bit briefly here because I have to take one practical question also. I have to explain some calculations are there. And I suggest you to sit with pen and paper and a calculator. Little bit of calculation you'll be doing with me, and I'll try to explain. And whatever problems you are facing, you can put in the chat box. Okay, let me see who is in the chat box. Someone is, yes, sir. Rachel is saying yes, sir. Okay, fine. Okay. So process means, in certain big manufacturing companies, they produce huge number of products, whatever it may be. I'll be giving you the examples. But these products are not produced at a time. I mean, at a stage. There are several stages. Suppose I am giving you one example. I'm giving you one example. Think of sugar. Think of sugar. Sugar you produce. What do you do? You first grow sugarcane, correct? And then you cut the sugarcane, sugar sticks. And then, so this cutting stage is a cutting. There's a cutting of the sugarcane sticks. And then you carry it to your factory area or wherever you want to put. So you see, first you grew it. There is some cost. You cutting. The cutting is a stage. There is a stage. There is some cost. You carry. There is a cost, and then you just make it clean and all, and then crush it. That crushing is also involved. It also involves some cost, and then ultimately what you do, you take the process of in the sugar factory. What they do, this juice they convert into sugar, and ultimately you get the sugar. There's a final product. Think of tea. Similarly, you pluck the tea leaves and then you carry and then you dry the tea leaves. We are all from Assam, so we're having a lot of tea gardens, and most of you know also practical experience you might be having regarding tea industry. So they dry the trees and then they crushing, and again they chemicalize and the heating, and stage by stage, ultimately you get some tea and a milk preparation of tea like that. So in these types of manufacturing organizations, you'll find that the product is prepared in different stages, stage by stage, stage by stage. So let me put it this way, stage by stage. So at every stage, there is some cost. If you calculate the total cost as a whole, then you may not be able to control the cost, because the main purpose of cost accounting is to control the cost, isn't it? And compute the cost and record the cost. So do it properly, going stage by stage. Think of any such product, you'll find this stage by stage activity. You can give lots of examples like how products are ultimately produced by stage. And every stage, there is some cost. So suppose stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and ultimately no more stage. It goes to final product. It may be stage A, stage B, C, like that. It may be crushing, it may be heating, it may be cooling, whatever. So that, stage by stage, you produce the thing, ultimately you get the finished products. So we need to record cost of every stage. We need to control cost of every stage, and we need to analyze cost at every stage, because cost matters most. The more efficient you are in controlling your cost, the more profit you'll be earning in the market. So cost matters. If you cannot control your cost, then you have to sell in the market in a higher price for profit. And there may be competitors, and they will be selling at a lower price. Your product nobody may purchase. But these things are there. So you have to control the cost. And here you're controlling cost process by process. See, I hope you can see this slide. Let me put it this right side. It is not going. This, I think you can see. Process costing is an accounting method. Sorry, it's a cost accounting method. You can say, or cost accounting method used by companies that may vary. That may, what is just, hope you can write. Yes, let me put it here. Yes, now it is good. Yeah. Accounting method typically used by companies that produce mass scale, large scale products, especially mass produce, very similar or identical products or units of article. Examples you see, industries like chemical industries, petroleum industry, textile industry, steel industry, rubber industry, plastic industry, shoes industry, sugar, I told you, coal, all these things, various stages by stages you produce, and ultimately you get the final product. So that's the meaning of process costing. We shall make account at every stage. So practical question. I've seen later on, I'll take some classes if you want. What are the advantages of process costing? Like what are the distinction between process costing and job costing? All these things you take later on. But what are the specialties of process costing? If I take all those things here, then I'll miss the practical questions. Today is a brief period, I'll do it. But whatever, dear students, you can ask me, I'll be definitely going for that. So this is a practical question. Let us see that. After doing one or two practical questions, if you study the theory, you'll understand better. So my question, or you can say the story is, Assam Manufacturing Company, at 6 a.m. today, I send you the message I'm going to take the classes. And this much of problem and PPT, it took almost about 2.5 hours. I made this so that I can teach you properly. And this is my question. I have just made it. I have created the question and answer also. And in the answer, we shall check together. Because if there is any arithmetical inaccuracy, when checking with you, it will come out. So I didn't take much of care to correct it. Maybe it is correct. Maybe sometimes it is wrong also. If there is any mistake, it will be good for us because to explain the mistake, you'll be learning better. So let's see my question. Assam Manufacturing Company Limited uses process costing. Fine. Its products passes through two distinct processes. Process A, process B. There will be two processes, process A, process B, and then it goes to finished stock, means final. And this point to remember, it is known from the past experience that wastages occur in the following as in the process under. The students, please remember one thing. Wastages means loss. There are two types of loss. I must explain to you before I go ahead. There are two types of losses in the world, in your life, in the business, in everything. One particular loss will definitely occur. You cannot control it. You cannot control it. That is normal loss. Today, in my online class, I joined, I think, not exactly at 9. I joined 9, 10 or like that, 10 minutes or like that. That's a, I can say normal loss because there are some online issues, internet issues, all these things. So I lost 10 minutes. So that is a normal loss. You need not worry for that. But if I say I'll take the class at 9, and if I take ultimately 11:30, that's an abnormal loss. That is an abnormal loss. Suppose, dear students, you have purchased 20,000 eggs from Chennai and bringing by train. Suppose out of 20,000 eggs, 50 are broken somewhere. It's normal. होता ही है. Don't worry for that. Out of 20,000, 50 are broken. 50, 60, 100 always are broken while carrying the eggs from Chennai to Guwahati. Out of 20,000, suppose 100 always breaks. So it's known from your experience that this will be wasted. That is a normal loss, dear students. But suppose while bringing this 20,000 eggs from Chennai to Guwahati by train, then 2,000 eggs are broken. This is abnormal loss. This is abnormal loss. So it is known from the past experience that wastages occur in the following. Yes, one person Gitartho entered waiting room. Okay, I've admitted him. So in process A, 5% units are always lost, wasted, 5%. In process A, 5% of the units you start with or entering the process are always lost. If it is more than that, that will be abnormal. Please remember. And when it's process B, 10% units entering the process always comes as wastage. Means this is also, we know it. So this is normal loss. And if it is more than that, we should treat that abnormal loss. Anyway, go ahead. Now, one more point. When you purchase the eggs in Chennai and bring to Guwahati, and on the way, suppose 50 or 100 eggs are broken, then you have two options. You can throw them out, or suppose those broken eggs you can use, you can sell to someone. The person who sells tea, omelette, egg omelette, bread omelette, you can sell to them. That is scrap value. Suppose eggs are actually rupees 5 per unit, actually per piece, but these are broken, you are selling at 1 rupee, still you're getting something, isn't it? Out of the loss, you are earning something. That is, dear friends, that is scrap value, sale value of the means loss from ruins. Suppose 100 eggs are broken totally. This is ruined, lost, wasted. But you can make some money out of this. And that is known as scrap value. Scrap value means sale value of the scraps. Please remember, hope it is clear to you. Scrap value. Because if I don't explain these tiny points to you, then in the practical questions you shall not understand. So I am explaining those few points which are essential, minimum for learning or understanding a practical question. In future, again in other classes, I may explain more. But for this question, this much is okay. Remember what is normal loss, what is abnormal loss, and what is scrap value. So they are saying the scrap value of the wastages in process A rupees 10 per 100 units. If the loss is in process A, then it is rupees 10 per 100 units. This is the rate. You can sell at 10 rupees per 100 pieces, 100 units. And if it is the loss of process B, because it is a bit improved, isn't it? So you can sell at 12 rupees per 100. So this is, they have given the facts, you have to go ahead. And this way you sell the scraps, sell the losses. Now let's go ahead. This is a question. So our question was this, and then it is continuing. It has come this way. See, in this question, I told you Assam manufacturing, there are two processes, process A and process B. See, material consumed in process A 12,000 rupees and process B 6,000 rupees. Wages in process A 14,000, process B 6,000. Manufacturing expenses 5,000 and 6,000. I made this question for you. Now, one more point in this question. Originally, when you started the process or manufacturing, there were 20,000 units. You know, you don't ask me what units, it may be anything. I put unit, it may be anything, any product. So it's a common question. So 20,000 units you brought into the process A and you paid for that rupees 30,000 originally. And you may ask me, sir, there are two types of material I can see. The 20,000 units are also material. And again, you have given material consumed 12,000 is 6,000. I can explain that. See, when you produce something from originally, suppose X, again X, suppose X. Now, you want to make egg curry. So you have taken 25 eggs for your gas. Those are main material. 25 eggs you have purchased, you are going to cook. That this is the main units or main products. But for making egg curry, don't you need haldi, turmeric? Don't you need oil? Don't you need salt? These are other materials. Hope you understand. These are other materials, consumed. And then for cooking, you need to pay some money to the cook. There's a wages. And there's some other cooking expenses, maybe gas, or maybe say electricity, and other manufacturing expenses are factored. So that way items are coming. I'll be ready for your questions at the end of the session. So 20,000 units you purchase for process A, and it was 30,000 rupees. And ultimately, when process A was completed, then you ended up with 19,000 unit. Means you started with 20,000, but from process A, 19,000 came out. Same as I told you, suppose 20,000 X were there, and after you have completed process A, some are lost, that is 1,000 lost. I'll put in the question, understand. And in B, ultimately 18,500 units came as finished products. Others are lost. You all of you know loss is a must. Now prepare process cost accounting showing cost of the output, cost per unit of the output. You can note it, cost per unit of the. It's also correct question. Cost of the output and also cost per unit of the, it covers, no problem. So this is the question and nothing else. This is the question. Dear students, here there are two processes. There may be 5 processes. There may be 10 processes. There may be 3 processes. And if I explain this question to you, if you understand this question properly, then you know what will happen. You can answer any other questions. At least basic will understand 70, 75 of any other question in the world of process costing. You shall be able to understand if you understand this one basic question which I have made for you. And of course, I'll be with you for your queries later on. So dear students, solution comes this way. You have to make process account this way. See, I have made, here you can write particulars. Here you can write quantity. This is quantity, this is rate, this is amount. Same quantity, rate, amount. And here you put debit because it's an account, no? You put debit and here you put credit. So this is the, format. You please follow this types of format. You shall draw for yourself. And this PPT will be with you in, recorded. So you shall learn how to make the process account. So this is how to make the process account. Sometimes you may find some people make only 2 columns, say they skip quantity or something. But, I prefer always make 3 columns this way, perfectly. 3 columns only. Don't miss the information. So this is the format, and I'm going to solve this question in this format. So this is process A account for me. Process A account for me. You can see the question I have already given. From this question, I have taken these figures. So process A account, I put debit, I put credit. This is wrong, this debit, you just ignore it. It is here only. This, ignore it, and okay, I should ignore it now. Okay, just a second. I delete it. I have deleted it. It's not necessary. Now again go to PowerPoint present. Okay, so process A account, debit credit I have given. You can put here particulars. You can put here particulars, no problem. And C I have given. I told you that we have purchased 20,000 units. So 2 units introduced in process A. It is given in the question 20,000. Want to see? Want to see? Want to see? Yeah. See, 20,000 units are bought in the process 30,000 rupees. So I have done 20,000 and cost I put 30,000, and 30,000 I have divided by 20,000, and per unit cost is coming 1.5. So units produced, per unit cost 1. You need not make all per units here, but you can make also. Then extra materials, I told you, materials 12,000. This 12,000 I have taken. So it is coming, I have taken materials consumed 12,000. Some people do what this 12,000 divided by 20,000, they find per unit material also here. It's not much necessary, but for further analysis, if you want doesn't matter. The 12,000 divided by 20,000 you can put here. This is also done. And similarly, wages, 14,000. See, I have taken 14,000, this 14,000 wages, and I put here 14,000 wages. If you want to know in process here what is the wages per unit, then 14,000 divided by 20,000, you put the figure. And don't write 20,000, 20,000, 20,000. Don't write these things here. Just once you have written 20,000 is done. Now, if these figures are coming, if you want to find this wages per unit, just divide 14,000 by 20,000, put here. Similarly, manufacturing expenses told you it is 5,000. This is okay only what I have done. But if you want to analyze, then 5,000 divided by 20,000 you put here. But please remember, don't write 20,000 again and again here, only once. Now come this side, dear students. Out of this 20,000, see in the question, I mentioned that 5% units are entering from our past experience. Wastage occur in the process is 5% in process A. I've already told you this is normal loss, of course, because this is coming from a past experience. You always know 5% will be lost. So that 5%, how I've done, you see, out of 20,000, I have taken 5%, and 20,000, 5% is coming 1,000. This is normal loss. Now, dear students, please remember, this normal loss is sold out. If it is not sold out, if there is no scrap value, then you write 1,000, 1,000 dash dash, just nothing, 1,000 dash dash. But in this question, it is mentioned that these scraps of the wastages process A, 10 rupees per unit. See, it's given per 100. Means from process A, if there is a loss, 100 units you can sell at 10 rupees. So this is scrap value. This is scrap value. See, 100 units 10 rupees. So you can find 100 is 10 rupees. How much is for 1,000? 10 rupees per 100. So for 1,000, what will be? It is 100. Ultimately, it's coming 100. Yes, Gitarto, what is happening to you? Gitarto again is joined. Okay. So we are getting 100 rupees scrap value from process A by selling 1,000 wastages units. And rate was given in the question. Now, nothing you have to do. This is done. Now you transfer this to process B. So what is to be done here? I think again you cannot see this. This I can remove from here. Yes, I put it here. This is creating some problem. So I am taking process B. So you see left side 20,000 units, and this is totally 61,000. I'll take these two figures to the right hand side, same to same. 20,000 and it is 61,000. I've taken the same figures right hand side. I've taken the same figures right hand. Now you see 20,000. Oh, wait, a complete in 10 minutes. Okay. So 20,000 and 60,000, 61,000. So what I've done, this 61,000 minus 100, this is coming as the total cost of 19,000. And I've divided this figure 60,900 by 19,000. I've got per unit cost 3.21. This is per unit cost. And this will go to process B. This will go to process B. So let's see what is done in process B again. Process B में देखो to process A. From process A it is coming 19,000, 3.1, same to same. I've copied. See, 19,000, 321, 60,900. So 19,321, 60,900. In process B again, two material, 6,000, same to same from the question. It is given in the question, two wages, 8,000, to manufacturing 6,000. I put from the question. And in process B, 10% loss they said. See, there are 10% losses in process B. This one, in process B, 10% units are normal loss. So this 10% I have taken here, 19,000, 10% is 1,900. And here per unit sale price is 12 rupees. So I have calculated 228. This 1,900 units I have sold at 228. And this 228 I have divided by 1,900, I've got 10 paisa. Similarly, in here also, 100 I divided by 1,000, I got 10 paisa. Anyway, 10 paisa. I don't know. This is wrong, I think. This one is wrong, I think. This one is wrong. This has to be corrected. This has to be corrected. Anyway, can anybody tell me what will be the correct one here? 19,000. I can just a minute. Correct it immediately. So let us divide 228 to, please do anybody, 228 divided by 1,900. It is 12 paisa. I've corrected it. Not 10 paisa, 12 paisa. Okay, done. 12 paisa. So again. Yeah. So it is 12%, dear friends. Now, one thing very interesting you see, from process B, actually total we put 19,000. From 19,000, if you deduct 1,900 normal loss, from 19,000 you deduct 1,900 normal loss, your production should be 17,100. But in the question, they are saying your product is, this is also wrong. This is also wrong. This is 17,000. This is also wrong question. This is 17,000. Your product from process B is 17,000. See, from process B, your product is 17,000. Okay, 17,000. But this should be 17,100. Everybody agrees? From total input was 19,000 and normal loss was 1,900. So 19,000 minus 1,900, your product should have been 17,000. But in the question, they are saying, see here, 17,000. It should have been 17,100. So, dear friends, it's clear from the question that the difference of 100 is also lost, and that is unexpected loss, and that is abnormal loss. See, I have calculated here. This is also wrong. Sorry, this is also wrong. One point is wrong here. This should be 17,000. This should be 17,000. Yes. It's okay. This should be 1,900. 1,900. You deduct 19,000. Please deduct in your calculator 19,000 minus 1,900 and minus 17,000. You are getting 100. This is abnormal loss. Your production should have been 17,100, but you have got 17,000. So this 100 is abnormal loss. Dear friends, please remember, normal loss is, absorbed by the good units produced. Please remember my formula. Abnormal loss ranks equal with the good units produced. Now here also one thing, see, this is how I have calculated, this is how I calculated normal loss, abnormal loss of process B is given here, but process cost per unit, this is a formula, cost per unit, total cost minus scrap value divided by units produced. So in process A, it is 3.21, in process B, 4.72. I have calculated. Please check this calculation. You can check this calculation by taking screenshot. Okay. Time is gone. Why? No. I think this time is gone. This should not have been. Anyway. Okay. It is again coming. See, this is the calculation. This is the calculation. Please watch it. Cost per unit, total, it is a formula. Cost per unit formula, total cost minus value of scrap divided by units produced. This is the formula. And this formula I have calculated unit cost per unit of both the processes. Process 1, process A, process B. See, in process A, what I have done, I have taken 321 cost of the good units produced. But in process B, what I have done, I have found 4.72 in both good units produced, means finished stock, and also abnormal loss. Same cost I have taken. And this into this is coming this. Now, dear friends, if there's a point to be noted, if 17,000 is multiplied by 4.72, you get 80,200. But there is some approximation mistake, approximation error. That's why, see, if you take 17,000, if you take 17, I'm just showing it this side, 17,000, yes, 80,400, this total won't tally. So you have to compromise. I put two figures. This is a correct figure, but if you take it, this total won't tally. So here you please compromise. You please compromise something, accounting error or whatever say, you have to compromise. What is it I'm telling you before I see? Don't take this figure, don't take correct figure. You do this way, 80,100, 80,900. This is the total cost, 80,900. I'm just correcting it. Okay, 80,900. You just do 80,900 minus 228 minus 472 and it comes this. So you don't write these things. You take this figure, which is accurate. It's not accurate, but you have to approximate. Now see total tallies. Don't compromise here, you compromise here. How? 80,900, you can do in calculator. 80,900 minus 228 minus 472. Let me show you. 80,900 minus 228 minus 472. It is coming 80,200. So this is the final finished stock account. You have produced ultimately 17,000. 17,000 you have produced, and this is abnormal loss. And if you ask me, sir, abnormal loss बाद में कहाँ जाएगा? What to do? See, today I have not done it because it's taking time. This less than 1 minute, it will be over. They will stop it. Anyway, time is over. So I can show you abnormal loss account in next class because 472 is the cost, but you have sold it at 12 rupees per 100. So I think it is, you have sold it 12 rupees only. So rest of the 462 is loss. This 460 rupees will go to costing profit and loss account. I have not shown here, but next I'll be showing. So let me now stop the PPT and stop recording also. And I'll be with you as much as time is here. Stop recording also, stop recording.